Hi, welcome to week 3 of learning Brazilian Portuguese with Refold. For now, I'm going to watch today's video, check out what the homework is, and then check back in with you after. Let's get started on week 3. So I just finished today's video and it was talking about acquisition versus just like memorizing a language and how we acquire languages. I really enjoy the days that talk about like theory, effective ways to actually learn a language. So we don't have any sort of new homework. We're just continuing to do what we have been, which is good. I think it's a nice way to start off the week without like anything too intense. So I'm going to continue watching this show that I started last week, the one that I've been watching on LingoPie. I have it set to about like 0.75 0.8 speed because listening to it full speed is a little bit overwhelming and sometimes I can't quite like catch all the words. But I like it because it doesn't sound like distorted or weird. I don't know how they do it, but it still is like not frustrating to watch at a little bit lower speed. So I'm gonna do that, and I think I want to watch quite a good amount today just to get back into things and also review some of the words that I clicked on that are now saved like in a flashcard set. And yeah, that should be it, and I'll see you all tomorrow. That wraps up today. So as I've been studying, I just wanted to bring something up because I've been seeing comments on my first 2 videos of people saying encouraging nice things like, oh, I bet you're going to be speaking, you'll be able to have basic conversations, stuff like that. First of all, thank you for the confidence in me. But second, I just wanted to remind you all that this program isn't like a 30-day challenge to try to like learn Portuguese, learn everything. It's a new method that I wanted to try because it's something that I use a lot now in my Italian learning of immersing myself in the language, and so I wanted to try it using a language I've never studied before. If you guys are expecting that like by the end of these 30 days that I'm going to post a video of me speaking fully in Brazilian Portuguese, it's probably not going to happen. And I hate to let you down. I think that a really great thing about Refold is that it's giving you skills to use in your future language studying. Like, yes, this course is 30 days, but it sets you up to continue doing these type of things for months, years, because as we know, language learning is a lifelong process. It's not something that you can just shove into a few months and then, okay, I know this language forever, like I'm done. So I did just want to say that if it seems like I'm doing a lot of the same things, or you're like, where's the videos of her speaking, all that kind of stuff, they also emphasize that you're not going to be speaking right away. And in fact, you shouldn't, because you don't understand enough. Like I literally don't understand enough right now to put a full sentence together. So I don't think you have to worry so much about speaking right away or like speaking after 30 days. Don't expect to take this course and be like having conversations with native speakers super easily. I think it's good to not be like trying to rush into meeting a certain level or goal. I think this is nice because I don't feel rushed. I don't feel pressured. So I just wanted to remind you that this is kind of like the style of this program and I'm enjoying it so far. And if it seems like I'm not doing some crazy intense studying, it's because I'm not trying to do some sort of 30-day challenge to try to learn everything. Okay, back to the lessons. Correr.
Corre, gente. Corre. Corre.
This H sound for the R's really trips me up. Because when I see it, it looks like it's spelled like, you know, like Italian, Spanish, correre, but it's coger, coger. I guess, like an H sound? I don't know, that's difficult. Dancing, danzar, danzar.
Dançar.
Oh, I guessed it. Danzar.
Escrever.
Escrever. Okay, I was almost there.
Escrever no caderno.
Caderno.
Escrever na internet. E falar.
I got this one, but I never know how to pronounce it. Falar. Maybe that wasn't so bad. Falar. It's so hard. That like, hua. That word is so funny to me. Hua. Girar or something.
Girar.
What did I say? I got it.
Levantar.
Levantar. Levantar.
Eu já sei nadar.
Eu já sei nadar. Eu já. Né? Say it again.
Nadar. Eu já sei nadar.
Eu já sei nadar. Eu já sei nadar. That's like the first full sentence I've learned in Portuguese, so I can say to someone I already know how to swim. So I just watched the video for day 19. Day 18 was focusing more on interactive immersion, and then today was talking about intensive reading. So I am going to do my typical studying for today, but really focus on comprehending and like really taking it sentence by sentence, picking out the words I know, the words I don't know, and then moving on once I really have a good understanding. I'm gonna do this with like a children's show, like maybe the like Barbie videos that I've been watching, which don't judge me for those, okay? Those are fun. Those are fun. Those videos, honestly, in English, I remember watching that and like, those are hilarious, okay? So don't judge me for that. Don't judge me until you try it, because honestly, you might really like it. So I think about watching one of those, because again, the language is not going to be like too complicated. And I think after watching them for a little bit, I've already picked up a lot of vocab. And usually these Barbie episodes are not long at all, which is also very good. Like children's shows, the ones that like Peppa Pig that I watch, stuff like that, they're very short because obviously children have a short attention span, so it's not like you're gonna be watching like an hour-long episode of like a Netflix show. So I'm gonna go do that. Alright, so I just wrapped up day 20, and I will save my reflections on stuff obviously for tomorrow because tomorrow is a reflection day. Today we had a lesson that was explaining some more language learning in general related stuff, so they didn't have any specifically new homework for us to do, but I personally, as you saw, decided to review some vocabulary because I've been noticing a lot of verbs that, you know, frequently pop up. Most of them I can figure out because they're very similar to Spanish or Italian, but I also just wanted to do some flashcards and like hear them being pronounced just so I could work on that as well. So that way when I see them written or, you know, see them and then also hear them, like I can really remember how something is pronounced, and also just go over their meanings because we still haven't gone over like grammar stuff, so I don't know how these verbs necessarily conjugate, but I'm able to kind of pick out like this word is probably from this verb, stuff like that. And then I want to do some more intensive reading. So we went over that. I don't remember if it was yesterday or the day before. Just basically like watching something and really making sure that you're stopping if there's something you don't. Okay. Anyways, intensive reading. So yes, so I'm gonna watch some shows on LingoPie just so I have those subtitles, and then the instant translations. If there's a word I don't know, I can just like hover over it. And then yeah, I'll check in with you tomorrow for the week 3 recap. I can't believe it's already been 3 weeks, but yeah, that's all for today. Okay. Let's do a recap of week 3 because we are now at day 21. And as part of the program, we fill out basically like a weekly reflection sheet. So similar questions just to see how your progress is doing. For me, I'm still really enjoying the studying. And I think this week the videos really went in depth about how to get the most out of your studying, exactly what you should be doing while you're watching shows and while you're immersing yourself in the language, which is really helpful and can be used, you know, in your study sessions in the future. One thing that I have noticed is I'm getting really, really antsy to go over grammar. Like it's something as I watch more shows and more content, I really want to understand like how verbs are conjugated, certain aspects of grammar that I'm just curious about, but also I feel like will help me start to put some of the pieces together. One thing that I have reflected on is that this method of immersing yourself in the language is incredibly helpful. I'm starting to think it's a little bit better if you at least have some knowledge of the language before you start, because I think for me it's really frustrating because I've never ever studied Brazilian Portuguese in my life, so I'm really starting from square one, like zero knowledge. That day where we talked about ambiguity and being okay with not understanding every single thing, and how you can get over that and have a good balance of content you understand versus content you don't understand. For me, I explained that I'm someone who really, really struggles with that and not being able to understand. So basically with all the content being that way, it can be really frustrating for me. That's why this week I really tried to focus more on reviewing vocab, so that way I can start recognizing these words instead of just like hearing a bunch of things that I'm not making sense of. But I did peek ahead and I saw that there is something that looks like a grammar section next week. So I am curious to see what we talk about during that section, because I've really been trying to hold back from starting some grammar stuff myself, because like I said, I just have this curiosity to know and to like learn more about grammar. But I'm like holding back because I don't want to jump ahead and I really want to follow the course and stuff. But I think it also made me realize that like everyone has a different way that they like to learn languages. Learning a language like we did in school, you know, like very textbook heavy and doing a bunch of exercises isn't necessarily beneficial in the long run if you're not like really immersing yourself in the language. But I do think there are aspects of just that organized approach of learning a language that I do like, because I remember when I started learning Italian, I did use a grammar workbook just to get like the foundations. And so I think there are certain aspects that I like because I'm a very like organized person. I like a schedule, I like a routine. But yeah, so I think that's the only thing that I'm kind of missing right now. I feel like there's a lot of gaps and I like want to understand better, I guess. So basically what I'm trying to say is I feel like this program is really beneficial if you already have somewhat of an understanding of a language. Like you can still be a beginner, maybe like A2 or something, but I think it's really good if you at least can understand like very simple stuff, or you know the vocab. I mean, I'm still trying to review vocab. Like I said, because I don't know conjugations and stuff, sometimes I can kind of guess a verb, but I'm like, is this part of a verb? Is this something else? You know? So I'm curious if once I do start looking at grammar, if some of the pieces will start coming together a little bit better. And then other than that, it has been beneficial doing that like intensive reading stuff, like really making sure that I'm understanding all the different words, putting stuff together before just moving on and just like watching stuff and not having it actually make connections in my brain. And another thing that I've really enjoyed is starting the habit tracker, because like I just mentioned, I'm a very organized person and I love being able to like check off boxes and stuff like that. So when I'm able to do my goals, which I feel like I've also set very realistic goals, makes it a lot easier to actually achieve those throughout the day, because I have a lot of other stuff going on. You know, a lot of people who are learning a language, they have a full-time job, they have a bunch of other stuff that they're trying to do. So you want to make sure that you can actually set little goals that you can achieve, you have time for. So I feel like I've set goals that are definitely realistic and things that I can do. So the satisfaction of like checking them off is just always nice. But I don't want to ramble on for too much because I feel like I've been doing that in all my other videos. But I hope that you enjoyed this week. Let me know in the comments if there's any other aspects of my language learning that you want to see or you want me to talk about, or whatever you find interesting, let me know, because sometimes I'm not quite sure exactly how much to share. I don't want you guys to be bored. But for now, that will wrap up week 3. And then again, if you're wondering, I am using the program Refold. I have the link down below in this video and all the past ones, and it's basically like a 30-day language learning program. Again, it doesn't mean that you're going to be fluent by the end of it, but it really just sets you up to build a good study routine and learn how to learn languages. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos, including my last week of doing the program, and I will see you all again very soon.